Hello, hello. Welcome to
Hey,
Freeballing with Renee and Dawn. We're
how
gonna
you
do this
guys
every
doing?
Thursday, so check us out every Thursday, okay? Freeballing.
Renee and I have been working together we started, she came to my Facebook group for real estate investing, and we've been doing
Life
online events.
changing.
Yeah, we've been doing we've been doing a lot of online projects together. We got about three or four that we're doing at the same time. And we're on the phone a lot. We're on Zoom a lot, going over all this stuff. And so we finally, I guess we had a mutual, actually, she had the idea about 2 or 3 months ago. Of course, I was a curmudgeon and wasn't ready for it yet. But then I thought to myself, I had this great idea all on my own, right? Where why don't we just make this a podcast or a show? Because it'd probably be interesting for people because this is real stuff, right? We're just
Right.
shooting the shit about what we're doing in our business. And I'm sure that people are out there trying to build something online. By no means are we experts. I mean, I will pat myself on the back and call myself an expert on real estate short sales.
Right,
But
definitely.
but as far as our online adventures, I mean, we're just making this stuff up as we go along. And if you're that kind of person, you might find this interesting.
Yeah,
So
we're kind of like two dinosaurs getting into the online space and slaying it. I mean, it took us both probably, I don't know, 3 years, me at least 3 years, to start with a lot of platforms that weren't so user friendly and spent so much time learning what the heck I was trying to do and how to execute it. And it took a lot of meandering. And if you're in the online marketing space, I know that you feel the same way, especially if you're starting, because I don't know, how much software have you purchased, Don?
I think I'm going to take the Fifth Amendment on that. It
Yeah.
might incriminate me, but let's just say 5 figures is definitely on the low side, maybe, or low 5 figures is on the low
Yeah.
side. You
And then
know,
for me, there's so many monthly subscriptions that I pay for on a regular basis. And sometimes I'm not even using these subscriptions because I don't know how to, I don't have time to maximize it. It's just craziness. But what I love is that when Don buys a new software, he'll send me a picture of Britney Spears, the oops, I did it again, in the
yeah.
vein of that. And it's so hilarious because I just get excited because there's so much software out there that I think, oh, I could use that. That would be really great. And I'm too cheap to buy it. And then every once in a while, because of the very successful real estate investment, Don's business has been the cornerstone of learning, and his teachings have helped so many people get into the real estate investment space. And I'm so thrilled that I went seeking him out. We had a connection in a previous business, and I loved his sales techniques. And I was just looking for something new to add a little bit of spice to my online marketing, and I went seeking him out, and I was just like, what is Don up to these days? And I'm really glad that I did, because my real estate investing platform, especially short sales, my education, my knowledge is through the roof at this point. I'm dangerous enough, but I'm so glad to have the last 19 years of Don's successful, really an A+, Better Business Bureau rating, A+. I mean, I love being able to partner with this team that's so strong and so competent. It makes me feel like sharing. It makes me feel like sharing it with anybody else who wants to add something on the side. And if they aren't making enough money and they want to kind of like reach into a new industry, this is the best way to dip your toe in it. And Don's got some amazing trainings that I am all ears.
Well,
So what are you working on now?
I think it's ironic, just to give as far as let me give this. As far as how you found me, because I'm the ultimate. I was full of shit completely. Because I mean, I got dragged into this network marketing thing. I wouldn't say I was dragged, but it was just like the guy that I was working with. He was a real estate investor. He was actually a guru. I got to know him because he was selling a short sale course back in the day, and I wanted to see how he was doing it to see if I could do what I was doing better. But I found, with all due humility, I did it better. But but we kind of made a connection there, and then he came back and he was selling Renatus education stuff, and I got on with him with that, and then he came in and said, "Hey guys, I got this great thing. It's ground floor opportunity." It's always a ground floor opportunity, right? I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, and it's human growth hormone. It's
But
like,
that's what I thought was so interesting, is that your sales techniques, the business acumen, and I called them street techniques. I said this, I was copying everything that Don was saying, because I was like, they're going to take this guy down. This is not the traditional way that people are promoting and marketing any products. So I saved everything that he was saying, and I was sharing it with my team because I thought it was really remarkable. And then exactly what I thought happened. He was gone by choice. And when he came back, when I found him again, I had called his sales acumen, the street techniques. And he had a street real estate investment Facebook group. And I was like, I felt like I named it. I felt like I just knew that I was in the right place, because you have to be creative. If you're in the online space, what's the stat on, like 85% of all transactions, sales are made online? That's insane. So you have to, I had to get rid of my dinosaur mentality and just put myself out there, because it's really made a difference in my sales.
It was funny because, I did really well with the gel to start off with. I mean, I think I personally sponsored like 150 people in like 3 months, and it was great. But, of course, we all know what happened. You and I know what happened. They couldn't keep their product in stock. And so,
which is great. If you're selling something, isn't that the most wonderful thing that you can do?
If you're trying to build a business,
Well, the downside is that it takes a while for it to brew, and it's FDA registered. So that they had to go through a process, which it's not just like, oh, I'm just going to make something and throw it out there. I did admire that process, and I still use the gel every day because
I use the gel too.
Instead of spending $150 a month getting my hair done and putting chemicals all over me, I spend $150 and I balance my hormones in I think it's the velvet bean that keeps my hair brown. Yeah, 44, no hair color. Yay. You still use the gel? Do you still use the gel?
I do. I do use the gel, and it's not helping with my gray, but no, I guess the thing with the gel was I sensed that there had to be something more than just friends and family, right? Because I'd never done network marketing before, and they all said the same thing. I mean, I remember there was a training that the VP was doing. Very nice lady, she had great charisma, and she could talk to. I mean, women were eating out of the palm of her hand. I saw her at a convention in Melbourne, and I mean, all she had to do was say vaginal dryness,
right?
And I was like cringing, going, "Oh my god!" But the women loved her,
right?
And it's like, wow. I said, I recognize game recognizes game. I knew she had it, and I wanted to learn from her, but she was talking about going so deep on your relationships. She did a Facebook training where she was telling people to go back to junior high school to reconnect with people, to talk about this. And I just, for those of you who know my background or don't know my background, I spent most of the last 25, 30 years in Russia. So, in the Soviet Union or Russia. So, I could probably come over here and do pretty well with, slam down a bottle of vodka and say, hey, Tavarish, let's talk about this great new opportunity that I just found out about, right? But I moved to Orlando. I didn't know anybody, but I thought to myself, surely there has to be a way to do better cold marketing. And again, I apologize for calling you Shirley, but and so I formed a Facebook group, basically saying, look, there's got to be, because I must not be the only one that feels like there's got to be cold marketing skills somewhere, and the company would never offer that. Well, the problem is, here's what I had: 2,500 distributors of this company in my group. We were all talking about the same thing, because they said, okay, now I'm out of my friends and family. Now what do I do? And so for me, it was more like just trying to stay a chapter ahead. I'm trying to teach a course where I'm a chapter ahead of them, because I was making up as I went along too. And so, and frankly, it's unfortunate that the company couldn't supply the product, because by the time
time frame, don't be alarmed. I've got it right here. It's.
No, I'm just saying,
it's a bump in the road when you have such progress, such forward, momentum.
I'm just telling you where my mindset was. Okay, for me, it was too late, because I lost everybody. Everybody that was there, they got impatient and they left. Yeah. So I went from getting a free car and having all the perks to be right back down with the cattle, as I called it, right? And it was an ego blow. And keep in mind, okay, I knew nothing about websites, nothing about capture pages, nothing about landing pages, nothing about marketing.
This is so true. In fact, when it was introduced to me during this space, I was like, I'm not paying $99. I don't know. I didn't understand what a capture page was or the value of capturing people's information and building a list. Yeah. I didn't know that YouTube channels were being deleted and that Facebook accounts that have, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers are just being like eliminated. I didn't know that that was something that could happen. So I had no idea. And when I did hear about those things, I was like, I'm not doing that. I was such a hater. And if I jumped on then, like you did, at least you got a couple more years ahead of me to learn these platforms and the benefits.
Sort of, but I mean, what I got, this is the insanity of how ignorance is fatal sometimes. Okay, so now I've been with NowSite for this all was happening in 2018. So at the towards the end of summer 2018, one of the guys that I worked with, he was a real estate investor, and he also got dragged into the HGH gel with me as well. And so he and I had met at a big convention down in Miami, and we kind of made a connection. And he just said, "Look, this is basically." I just said, "I'm done. I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this thing." And he says, "No, man, there's something else you should do. You should get on this with this company because they give all, unlimited websites, all this kind of stuff." And I'm the kind of guy, I'm very open about stuff. It's like, sure, whatever. How much is it? $87? Okay, sure, whatever. And because he said that, well, this will help you sell the gel. And I said, okay, show me how you do it. So he had done some rudimentary sites. And so I did it. He helped me put a site together for the gel. I put it out there. Nothing happened.
I never saw it.
This is crap. This is crap.
I was crap. Because guess what? You didn't know about traffic, did you?
I didn't know a thing about it, right?
Right.
So let me tell you how bad of a decision I made, okay? Do you think I would have liked to have had those 2,500 people in my Facebook group?
No doubt. Or to have their email so you could send them messages again about anything.
I deleted the entire book in the Facebook group, and I deleted them. I had nothing. And then this was like in September, October of 2018. And then I started getting involved with the platform, and I started getting training. And I remember the VP of marketing had this big thing about how the list. And I was just like, wow, just put me dead, because I could have immediately leveraged that. But I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Is it's like, I didn't even have a website. Even when I got on the platform, and could have had my own website, I didn't do it because I didn't understand the reason why I had to have it.
Right. And that's really it. It's not about like the features. You learned about all the features that the platform has, but you didn't translate that into the benefits. And that's the trouble that a lot of people have. They're all bogged down about features. It does this, it can do this. But what does that mean to you? What does that translate to you? And I think that that's why we're really good in this space, is because we've been through it. We've done it the wrong way. And now we're doing it the right way. So our successes, our wins that we want to talk about, those are things that are tangible at this point. They're things that we want to share with the people. Like, I love helping small businesses. And if they can get a leg up, even I've been offering lately just to make a capture page for free for anybody, because our platform, we can make unlimited pages, unlimited websites, unlimited landing pages, unlimited capture pages. So I've just been offering that so that they can see how necessary building a list and then communicating an email campaign, communicating with your list. You have something to offer, you have something to say. Every single day something pops into your head and you wish that the people that follow your message could hear it. Well, this is the way. This is the easiest. Well, I mean,
you're doing capture pages. When I've been focusing on helping real estate investors get their what I call a Google billboard, getting their thumbnail on the first page of Google. Yep. And I'm doing that. I mean, look, in and of itself, it's very valuable, but I'm just trying to say, look, hello, I'm over here. I'm a short sale guy, and lots of times, if you're just throwing just somebody else trying to do something, have their own agenda, at least this way, I'd like to give some kind of value to them to get them interested, and then as we I show them how to do it, because it actually it works. They sit there with me. I go through it in 10 minutes. They see their thumbnail right there. We call it the Google billboard. It's on the first page of Google. It has arrows pointing down to the description where their website is, And so I talk to them about how, it's because I mean, it's like a virtual bandit sign for those people who aren't involved in real estate. Right. It's those little signs at every street corner saying we buy houses, right? That's what a bandit sign is. I guess it's called bandit because they're illegal, not illegal, they're frowned upon by the cities or counties because they're an eyesore. So they're constantly being taken down by the cities. And so what I've talked to people and said, look, you can do this, and it's no one's going to take it down virtually unless it may eventually lose the first page position and just put it back up again. It's that easy. So but I mean, you're focusing more on the business owners. I'm focusing more on the real estate investors because with the foreclosure moratorium, the federal foreclosure moratorium ending in 2 days, now we can start getting back to real life because we haven't. I mean, my business runs on foreclosures. And in Florida, I've gotten all my houses usually by foreclosures. And when you go 18 months without having any foreclosures filed, it's tough. So
unimaginable. I mean, the level of creativity that you've had to escalate to has been insurmountable. Although I guess you have climbed that, and you're doing it. I can't all the techniques that you've pulled out. We said freeballing, so I can say pulled out of your ass.
Yes,
they've been remarkable, and the fact that you teach the group of us is outstanding. Because
I think that
with all the software that I get access to because of you. Thank you.
I'm glad someone can benefit from my addiction, so that's good. So.
Well, hey, look while we were waiting to do this, I was able to make this. It's backward. I was able to make this thumbnail and this overlay.
Yeah.
Using the software, although I pay for my Canva myself, and actually my nonprofit, for my Google ad grant, my nonprofit, I can get my Canva for free. Yeah, you guys. It's really very exciting. But I'm just floored that you've been able to maintain your level of income at that high rate during this 18+ month mortgage moratorium, where the lion's share of this real estate investment business is short sales, foreclosures with equity and short sales.
For me, yes. For me, it's all about short sales. But I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise. You never want to say that COVID-19 is a blessing.
Or a pandemic.
I will say that life throws you challenges, and reacting to the challenges that you wouldn't normally have done if they weren't there, they cause you to get better at certain things that you were weak at before. So for me, it was a huge incentive to get out there and increase my referral systems and to take what we're doing here in Florida nationwide, which I've always resisted doing that before. I never wanted to do it. I would say because in some ways we're doing it a little bit differently now. We've had to adapt and change. It's weird because we had a run of about 10 years where we didn't change much at all in our business model because it worked. And if it works, don't fix it, right? But then the banks kind of caught on to our business model, and we stopped getting many discounts as we used to. They went down more. And so we had to find different ways. And this time I had to, collaborate with my current broker, the one I recruited to come on and work with me. And she has done some innovations herself. And now we've done better at it. But we've probably, conservatively speaking, reinvented ourselves 3 times in the last 12 months. Okay. Seriously, we had to reinvent the way we do our short sales 3 times in 6 months. The previous modification was 10 years in the making. Okay. That just shows you how completely the way the foreclosure and the short sale market was. I tell people, if I invented a time machine and, let's say Don Thornton from 2002 when he first started, if they catapulted me into 2020 and 2021 and said, okay, use what you know back then and set up a short sale business, I couldn't have done it.
Right. Right.
It's just no. I mean, this is just I'll give you a World War II example. I one of the thrills of my life, because I'm an avid World War II guy,
Yes.
and I've read almost every book about it. I was able to go to East Germany. Well, it was Germany, but it used to be East Germany, near Dresden. There was a very top level security for POWs. It was in a castle called Colditz Castle. All the best escapees were put in this castle, and it was considered to be escape proof.
Okay.
And it was also the only one that was international. You had Brits, you had Poles, you had the French, you had the Dutch. It was, and these were
Sounds
all
like a great mastermind group was created.
Yeah. But that's what happened. It was actually, ironically speaking, the statistics showed that there was more success. The percentage of successful escapes from the top high level facility than just regular camps where security wasn't as good, because you put all these people, one huge mastermind in. But they talked towards the end of I say around 43, maybe towards 44, that eventually, when the Germans found a hole, okay, they plug it up, and then you can't go there anymore. Eventually, it would have been escape proof, but the last major escape they had was literally like 5-second window. And they cut these bars open from like 5 stories up,
Okay.
pulled them open. They had bed sheets. They literally catapulted them out the window because they only had 5 seconds. So, I mean, they just swooshed them out there. And so you compare those with the escapes they did in 40 and 41, it was just night and day. And I compare that to what's happening in the short sale business now.
I was looking for the correlation. Yeah.
Coming back, because literally what we're having to do now to get a discount and keep the discount, because we gotten discounts, but then they would come back and want to do an appraisal, a week before we close. It's like, we don't care. We're going to do it anyway. And they come back.
You're looking for an increased value, right? Okay.
Yeah. So we've had to become that good and react that quickly on our negotiations. And so I decided, you know what? Because we've had to get so much better, because we are so much better, when the short sales come back, realtors and investors are not going to be able to handle it because they haven't been doing them.
No, they haven't been doing them, and it's going to be an extreme amount of volume. I mean,
maybe there'll be more. I don't know how many there will be, but there was already a high level before. I mean, I keep telling myself this. The last full month of regular foreclosure filings we had in Florida was in February of 2020. They started the COVID moratorium started in March, the next month, but we got 24 houses just in Florida in February. Okay, and there were some bigger lists, but they weren't huge compared to like the Great Recession. Do I think it's going to be the Great Recession level? No, but they're going to be more, because this time the government already had. The banks and the government were trained a little bit better in the Great Recession. So they're using a lot of what they had, the infrastructure they set up before. So they're not as behind as they were. They're not caught flat-footed like they were before. And they are being more proactive about helping people stay in their houses. But nevertheless, there's no comparison to the trickle we've been having since September. It's going to be more, of course, absolutely more. Do I think it's going to be, a tsunami? I don't think so, but it's going to be a pretty big wave, definitely. And so, but remember, realtors as a general rule hate short sales. Investors don't want to do them. Okay. So there's very few people out there that know how to do them well. And so I thought to myself, this is a unique opportunity to take my business nationally and to build my brand. My brand is on the short sale guy. Right. So I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And that's why you and I talk so much, because honestly, we talk more about online marketing most of the time than we do real estate, because
that's the vehicle. That's the only way that you can succeed and stand out above everybody else. Everybody's doing the same thing. How do you get head and shoulders above? And the level of creativity that we've raised the bar to, I think, is really, it's showing in our numbers.
Well, I've gotten better at it. Let's put it that way. I've gotten a lot better at it. I've learned so much just in the last 3 months. I probably learned more in the last 3 months than I've learned in the last 2 years, honestly.
Because you had the foundation. You had to learn all that stuff. You had to, just like I did. I'm saying you had to because I know that I had to. The evolution of it. There's certain things that you know, but you just don't know what you're supposed to do with them. And when you get a higher level of education, or you start masterminding like every conversation that we've had, or bringing other people into our conversations from our platform or from the businesses that we both work within. It's the sharing of new ideas, seeing how someone else is doing it, seeing where they're clicking, seeing how they're adjusting things, and it really kicks it up.
Okay, I mean, what this is for those of you who are watching. This is what we do. I mean, like, you were asking me before we went live, what do you want to talk about? I said, well, I've been implementing all these trainings, and I mean, I'll call a spade a spade. I mean, I really went through Russell Brunson stuff, but I incorporated Gary Vee. I've incorporated Ray Higdon. I mean, I'm building this hybrid. I'm pulling stuff here and here to find out what works for me. And I have always been resistant to social media. I mean, going all in. Okay.
Right. Me too. Me too.
And it wasn't necessarily because I was prejudiced against it. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't want to put the time in to learn. Okay. Right. And so I realized that, again, circumstances requiring, new dedication to something that's unfamiliar and getting out of your comfort zone, right here. Okay. I know for a fact that my goal is by next summer, in 1 year, 12 months, I want to be the dominant brand in short sales in this country. Okay. I cannot get there unless I establish my brand on social media and expand it. And that has been one of the hardest challenges I've had in my career, because it's so different than what I'm used to. Because remember, I built my business on, I got a list, I skip trace the phone numbers, I call and I text. That's it.
That's it. Right.
And so I mean, you mentioned the cave person before, right? Or the Stone Age stuff. I mean, I was the prototypical caveman. But I was going there.
Look at that. Look at how in the mortgage moratorium, now those skill sets, keeping with the fundamentals keeps you going. But on top of that, everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody in the short sales space is doing the same thing. They're building their list, they're making phone calls, and they're remaining consistent. So when the mortgage moratorium, it shrinks your inventory, shrinks the ability to have people to call. What do? Well, what you did was remarkable. I mean, I think that it's so hilarious thinking about the Chris Farley falling down the hill graphic from Saturday Night Live, how you incorporate interesting things like that grab the attention to boost your branding. Because if 1,000 people are calling the same 20 people per month, then how do you stand out? What do you do to make things different so that they notice you as opposed to anybody else? I think that it's remarkable, the creativity, I guess. I don't know. You're a little bit more off color than I am. It's a little, but that's what stops the scroll. Everybody's sitting there scrolling through their phone. What stops the scroll? And that's what does it. So it made me get out of my comfort zone also.
I don't know if the world yet is ready for me on TikTok, but it's coming.
I'm ready. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be hilarious.
I've been experimenting with that. I don't know if you saw some of my videos, but
I haven't yet. I just did a TikTok yesterday making chocolate chip cookies just because I'm lame and
Well, I've been experimenting with stuff because I am by nature a satirist. I love to make fun of things. And so you and I talked about this, but I am looking to do things that work, and I'm seeing what works, and I'm emulating people who have who've accomplished what I want to accomplish. I'm not copying, I'm emulating. And inspirational quotes are big, right? People love them, and I want to make fun of them. So there's a part of me that when I put these quotes together, these things on Canva, I want to start, having fun with it. But I know that it'll be taken the wrong way. I know that people,
and you'll make some enemies. But guess what? If you don't have haters, you're not going big enough. If you don't have haters, right. We got 1 minute left. We got less than 1 minute left. What do you want to say in closing? What do you want to say in closing to anybody that's paying attention to this? Because I think that we're funny, but maybe it's just me.
Come back next week and just see how we do. I mean, we'll
take some questions too. If there's something that you specifically want to to learn about. The platform that we use to do online marketing is super, super, super user friendly. It's entry level, and while I've been in Infusionsoft and at ClickFunnels and FileMaker, I'm the biggest database nerd. I love CRMs. I've used probably about 15 of them. I love them so much. This one platform helps me just to get rid of a lot of those monthly subscriptions, and it's so easy to use. And guess what? There's a done for you feature. Done for you. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can just have somebody else do it. They do it professionally. They're nerds.
It's the first time in my life that I've not wanted to beat a nerd up. That's really, Put
on my glasses. I'm the nerd, and I love it. I love that I can do all the things that the nerds can do. But if I'm too busy to do it, I don't even have to. I love that so much. It's really helpful to me.
For me, what it's like is like having Fiverr in, on my own company.
Well, for me, what it's like is having my own marketing department that's on call, and that's what I like about it the most.
Yeah. For me, I like the fact that I like to put these things together myself. But it's nice to have, so I can just make an appointment with my nerd, and they take 30 minutes. They go and polish it up because I'm good at the content. I'm not so good at the fluffy stuff, that make it look. I'm a little spacing might be bad or whatever, and they'll pick a better font. But it's just great to have someone. I mean, it's good for you, right? Because I don't come to you saying, Renee, check this. I just did this one, and smoke comes out of her ears because again he wants me to do this stuff.
And I'm a procrastinator, so I'm like, okay, sure, I'll help you make your dreams come true. And I could just sit on my hands with my own. It's really, it's helping move us forward. That's for sure.
Right. All right. Well, we're what are we? A minute 30 over budget here on time.
We are.
All right.
Too much fun.
Well, listen, it was nice having you guys. We're going to do this every Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you back. I'm currently in Moscow, Russia. I'm here until the 17th of August. I'll be back in Orlando at that point. So,
I'm in San Diego, California, where it's beautiful and sunny and lovely. Although I love seeing all the areas in Russia that you've been showing me either on social media or when we connect, because it's really interesting seeing Russia.
Yeah, I love Russia. Russia's awesome. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
See you later.